memento mori.
Yeah.
End of life. Life has not ended. You're still living your life, and it's an opportunity, I think, to heal relationships, or to, as a family, or, you know, in a marriage or something like that, to have a new experience of life together. And I know you're into memento mori. Can you maybe explain a little bit how working with you might help me with that?
Sure.
So we can enjoy, so it's not all gloom and doom and death and dying for 6 months. Like, how do I live my life and go through this process?
Everybody is fully alive until the last possible moment, and you know, that's not, aside from memento mori, I'll come back to that. That is something that with the culture we have a problem with also, as far as somebody, if they do have a terminal diagnosis, it's sort of, you know, talking about them in their presence like they're not there, and that's just sort of, it happens. But you know, one of the things that we do try to do as doulas is to remind folks that, you know, they're very much alive until they're not, and treat them as being very much alive and until they're not. Anyway, back to memento mori and tying that in, that's a practice of just sort of recognizing, acknowledging your own mortality as a means of living a more fulfilling life, sort of recognizing that you're not going to be here forever, and that things, you are temporary, everything is temporary. And given that understanding, like, if you can keep pulling that back in, it can be motivating to create the life that you want while you're still here and have the time. I mean, that's in the short answer to memento mori. It says, okay, I am going to die. Let's make the most of the time that I have here. And that's, in a nutshell, what it is. And it's a very effective means. If you're okay, you know, again, coming to terms with the fact that you are going to die, and using that as a way of giving yourself a little bit more motivation to take advantage of the time you have now. I hold the belief that we are all a little bit of source energy, God manifested in our own individual bodies, so that we are experiencing the universe as me, as you, as whoever, and at the conclusion of our time getting to experience the world as this, we will return to source and maybe have another go around. But like, who I am is not this body. It's something far more magical and eternal and observant of what's going on. If I could like, it's you know, I am the observer of everything that's going on in my body and around me, and capable of, you know, that bit of divinity within me is going to live on after this body is gone. And it will be a change, and like, you know, that it's certainly, I don't know what it will be like exactly when, you know, when I die, but I have, you know, confidence that the part of me that is eternal will continue to be eternal, and it will be the next step in my journey. And yeah, you know, it's a little, you know, I don't know exactly what it is, but I'm not worried about it. I'm kind of like, my goal is to be like, I want to be, I ideally I will be fully conscious and aware when I'm actually dying, so that I can be, you know, I want to be present for that. And it's, you know, obviously dying, just because it's, you know, natural and safe and everything, it's still not potentially, oftentimes it's going to be uncomfortable. Like, it's not going to be easy. It's still hard, but it's not the end of the world. It's not the end of you. So, but, you know, so then that, you know, make sure, you know, as far as having practices in place, you know, just me personally, to try to hopefully, when, you know, when the time comes for myself, to be able to be as present as possible when my time comes. But, you know, we'll see. It will be what it is when that time comes.
Yeah, I was just thinking about the challenge of faith. What people believe when they die. I feel like if I don't have faith, if I have fear of death, there's some component of that that involves faith. I'm either like afraid that my loved ones can't handle life without me, that they need me, or I need them, or I'm afraid that this is the end. Like, to me, maybe there's more, but those are great things to address, because if I see you confidently saying, I believe life is not or death is not the end, it's a new chapter, it's a new beginning. I might not believe that, but because I sense that you do, it could give me
something to
hope.
latch onto, right?
Yeah, it's hope.
Yeah, and that's something that exactly, and that's all I, at that point when I do get to talking about personal beliefs, that's I guess what I'm offering, because if they can latch on to me and as a means until they're able to do it for themselves, please, absolutely, because it's faith it's part of it, and it's not something that you can just plunk down. I was an atheist for, I don't know, 20 plus years probably, and was very much, I thought it was nothing after death, and was not, and I had end of life anxiety that I just didn't address. I just didn't think about it. And but it was like, if forced to think about it, I was, concerned. And that concern has obviously since gone away, since I have, come to sort of a spiritual and understanding, and the faith that I have now as far as who I am and what happens after death. But it wasn't like, that was not, I didn't intentionally set out to say, I am going to find my faith and make myself okay with dying. That was just sort of a side effect of the other work that I was doing to just heal myself in general. And, at some point in the process of healing, I crossed the line where I was like, oh, wait, I am divine. And hey, isn't that kind of cool? I didn't realize that before now, but that changes a lot of stuff. It makes the world a lot more friendly and less scary place.